What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over how you can level up fast in Chapter 4 Season 2. I know this battle pass is really good and a lot of players really like it and want to unlock the skins quickly, so I thought I would make this video going over the best ways to level up. If you guys do find this video helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what skin in this season's battle pass is your favorite. So the leveling in this game is really just play the game. So like there is XP they give you for pretty much everything. The most important thing you're going to want to focus on is going to be to do the quests. They typically are really easy to do, and while they won't always give like the most XP, like in the case of the dailies, they really don't give that much. But there are milestone challenges out there just for doing challenges. So if you do your dailies every time you log on, you get a decent amount of XP for doing the dailies. And then that is also going to contribute to your daily quest milestone over the course of the season. So if you do your dailies every day and get those milestones over the course of the season, the amount of XP that you're actually going to get by doing those things is actually really high. It doesn't seem like that much early on, but it's more just a repetition and like the continuous like unlock of those milestones, which are really good. And then there's also milestones for doing milestones and just other things in general that you might be missing out on. So make sure you look at the milestone quests. Because there's ones for like opening ammo boxes and chests. Opening ammo boxes and chests themselves give you XP, but the more you open them, the more progress you're going to make on this milestone, giving you XP for doing it, which is going to feed back into your milestone for doing milestones, which is going to give you even more XP. And there's a lot of things like that. Thanking the bus driver is also a super easy milestone to do. It's basically just play games. And if you're doing this every time you play a match, then you will end up getting more XP over the course of the season. So just make sure you look at the challenges, do them really quick, do your dailies every day, and over the course of the season, that XP really adds up. There aren't that many like story-related quests in the game right now because those come out week by week, but when those do release, that is going to be like a decent chunk of XP for you. Also, having a crown does increase the amount of XP that you get, so if you are someone who's able to like consistently win games, you're going to rake in a lot of XP just from pretty much everything you do with the crown. And then I think there's also like an XP bonus for every zone, every storm phase you play with a crown in your inventory, like when it activates. And with this season, they increase the amount of storm phases per game. Like it shrinks less per storm phase. I think it went from 9 storms to 12. So you're going to get more XP as storms close from the crown than you would last season. But just in general, having a crown is like a really good way to get XP. And then just also like winning games, eliminating players, just playing the game in general will give you more XP. Creative is also a really, really good way to level up. I'll have codes for 2 different maps in the description down below. One is going to be the pit, which has building, and then the other is going to be Anvil Square Deathmatch, which is 0 build. And whenever I've talked about these creative maps, I've had people in comments saying they just get in a match with nobody. I don't really know why that would be the case unless you're playing on a region which isn't very populated, but I've never really had a hard time finding anybody in like any of the popular creative maps. And both of these maps are decently popular. Just make sure that it's on public. Like you see my lobby here, how it says public underneath the game mode. By default, it might say private, and that's why it's putting you in a game by yourself without other players because you did it as a private match. But if you do it as a public match, you shouldn't have a hard time finding other players unless you live in a really like less populated region or you're playing at really obscure times. But creative is one of the best ways to level up. The gameplay I have of the pit, I'm getting around 10k XP for headshot elim and about 3k XP for regular elim. So that adds up very quick. These fights are really chaotic and you're going to get third partied. Whenever I've talked about these maps before, people just complain about getting third partied. But it doesn't matter. Like how chaotic the situations are and how many people there are there just makes it easier to get kills faster, if that makes any sense. Like who cares if you get 50 kills and 70 deaths or whatever? That 50 kill XP is going to be a lot. And then just in general, it is good for like practicing fights and getting in an absurd amount of like experience fighting. If you're uncomfortable with any of the new weapons, creative is a great way to get adjusted to them. Or just if you're uncomfortable fighting in general, I think creative is the best way to get more comfortable playing the game, and it's something I pretty much always recommend. If you want to get better, I think just integrating some creative into your playtime is one of the biggest like kind of impacts you can make, and it also is very good for XP grinding if that is something you're concerned about. There's also some more like questionable creative maps out there that give you absurd amount of XP. I'm not going to feature any in this video, but if you just search for like creative XP maps, they're out there. I think they typically get shut down. That's why there's no point in featuring any in this video. But I have seen clips of people getting like ridiculous amounts of XP just by doing nothing in a creative map. But like I said, Epic usually shuts those down, so it might just be a waste of your time to even look for them. But they are out there. Looting in Team Rumble is also a really good way to level up because I believe each container has a 100% spawn rate in Team Rumble. So if you go to a POI, all the chests will be there, all the ammo boxes will be there, all the cash registers will be there. Saves don't have 100% spawn rate, but all the chests will. And I talked about before how there is XP for opening chests and opening ammo boxes, and there is a milestone for that as well. So just landing at a POI in Team Rumble, looting it, and then backing out can be an effective way to level up. When there was a gold PLE unlock in Chapter 2 Season 2, which required an absurd amount of XP, the first player that was able to unlock it did so just by landing at a POI in Team Rumble, looting it, and then backing out over and over and over and over and over again. This is obviously the most boring way to play the game, but if you're just like a fiend for levels and you really need that XP, this can be a pretty easy way to get it, and also like very low stress. Like you don't really have to pay attention much at all while doing this. You can just kind of, you know, do it while you're watching YouTube videos or, you know, Twitch stream or just literally a TV show. You could have something on the second monitor or second screen or your phone while you're doing this and not really pay much attention, and you could still get a decent amount of XP. If you are looking to do some of the story quests or challenges and you're having a hard time doing it in actual matches, Team Rumble is an infinitely more efficient way to do a lot of these quests because you respawn, so you don't have to really worry about dying. A lot of the players really aren't trying that hard or paying that much attention to the game, just much more lighthearted in general than like the regular matches. So if you're trying to do your quests or kind of knock those out quickly, Team Rumble is a really, really, really efficient way to like do the challenges. It like surprises me how many people are still doing the quests in public matches, or I guess how many people I see complaining about doing the quests in public matches, because Team Rumble is a very, very efficient way to get them done. And then the final thing we're going to talk about is if you just can't wait and you don't want to do any of these methods, buying tiers is an option, so you could just straight pay to level up in this game. But if you haven't already bought the bundle, this is going to be like half off of what you would get for buying 25 levels anyways. It's at the bottom of the item shop. You scroll down here. And so if you are interested in buying tiers, buy this and save yourself a decent amount of money. And if you guys do want to go for that option, consider using creator code EvolveJake when doing so. It's underneath webcam at all times, just my channel name, and I would appreciate it if you guys do that. If you enjoy watching my videos and you find them helpful or informative, that is a great way to support the channel. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys found this helpful or informative, like I said, and if you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what your favorite skin is in this season's Battle Pass.